Our next jQuery project is going to be covering a lot of new information, and this is going to introduce how you can make something even more dynamic. Here's actually the completed file right here. I'll just show you how it works before we get started. So in this particular file, what we're going to be doing is we're going to be creating a website that actually is just one web page. So you can see I have my navigation up here, and when I click these, it's going to display the content of the various sections. So this is what we'll be working with. The start file basically looks like this, and we'll look at the HTML in just a minute, but you can see that here's the main content on the page. I have my links here, and when I click my links they don't actually do anything, so they're not actually going to take us anywhere. And if I scroll down the page, you can actually see the different sections. So here's the section on the cocktails, here's the section on the fruit, here's the section on salad, and here's the section on beverage. So all of it just is one long page right now. So we're going to go ahead and, with the help of jQuery and of course some CSS, we're going to transform this page into the one that I just showed you. So let's look at the HTML just so you can be familiar with what's going on. Here's the start page that we have to work with. It of course is going to be pointing to the jQuery file as well as our script file, which at this point is just blank. And then I've created an external CSS link, which I'll show you what it looks like in just a moment. And if we look at the HTML is pretty basic. We have a class of container that wraps around everything in the whole entire page. I have my unordered list, that is basically the navigation, and I have an h1 tag, and then I have some various div tags that encompass the little content blocks that are on the page. So here is the first one for main content. That's the content that we want to just display when the user first gets to the page. We have one for cocktails, and this basically has all of the information that when you click the cocktail link. And I have one for the treats, and here's this one right here that wraps around the treats section, and so on and so forth. So the rest of the page is just set up very similarly, one called salads and one called beverage. And that's pretty much it as far as the HTML is concerned. If we look at the CSS is pretty basic as well. They just there's some various styles that just make the page look as it does. Nothing too special is going on right here. I have styled the content divs, the ones that wrap around the blocks that we're going to be affecting, and just put a padding right on them just to give them a little bit of padding from the right side of the edge. And that's pretty much it. So nothing too special going on there. And then of course here is our start file that we'll begin working on. So with this little introduction, we'll go ahead and we'll begin work on this project in the next exercise.